Okay, let's take a listen to Miss Phophi Ramathuba. Yes. So, interview from a channel called Sunday World. Just to be very clear, okay, this video is taken from Sunday, or I'm reacting to a video from Sunday World podcast. All right, now, if obviously you know why I'm doing that. Now, let's get to the video now. She's going to respond to a question which is going to be related to foreign nationals. Okay, we all know her stance when it comes to where she stands when it comes to foreign nationals. Okay, she's from Limpopo, premier from Limpopo. You remember a video where she was talking to a lady lying on a bed there in hospital, and people, they were bashing her, and other people from outside other countries, African countries, they were bashing her and everything, but she stood her ground, which I think sometimes we need something like that. Leaders who are going to take a stand and stand on whatever that they are standing on. All right, let's get to it. Let's take a listen to how he's going to respond. Please like the video, can I subscribe and do what you have to do? I would appreciate all of that.
The matter is that South Africa as a country has got its own citizens that it owes everything to. We owe South Africans quality healthcare. Therefore, as much as we would want to be a big brother in SADC or in the continent, we must never think that we can hold the problems of healthcare in SADC region or even the continent on our own. It's impossible. There's no way. We can open the gates and allow everybody to come in. We are just going to collapse, all of us. So what we are saying is that, hence I'm saying, it goes back to your constitution to say, how do you then amend your constitution or interpret the provision of healthcare to all? What does it mean? Does it mean emergency healthcare? Because at the same time, Mawande, most of you do not want to give credit where it's due. I'm running as a premier of a province. Even when I was the MEC for health, it was a province that on a daily basis, you are dealing with road accidents on N1. Yes. And when you look at some of these, especially where there's major accidents, you'll find that it involves the foreign nationals, legally documented or not documented. We have never even a single day as a province questioned what were you doing. When there's an accident, I'll be the first, together with the team, to jump into the scene, assist to give them healthcare, because that's emergency healthcare. The challenge is that if somebody got an accident in their own country, and then they hear that South Africa has got this program, they come cross illegally and come in. While we have got a backlog of surgical patients of our own people, and as I've said when I started, we owe it to our people to provide them quality healthcare. And if we can be able to deal with our own policies, bring our own national health insurance, address all the areas that people are questioning, so that we can be able to make sure that South Africans, because health is a basic human right, and it does not only, now that as a premier, you should not confide me to issues of health, because that's a major challenge. As a premier, currently, I can tell you, the problem is bigger than that. I was with the law enforcement agencies, and when we look at some crimes that are being committed here, because people came here without any documentation, it becomes very difficult for the police to arrest. You hear of farm owners being killed, not only white, by the way. Yes. In my province, we've dealt with cases where black farmers and white farmers are being murdered, but police are not able to crack these cases because some of these murders are committed by those who are undocumented in the country. So fighting crime is becoming difficult when you don't have a proper control, a border management system. Equally, education is also struggling currently. Issues of economic development, unemployment rate, say certain jobs that we feel South Africans could be able to be absorbed by that particular market, we are then opening it for everyone. So those are issues that now affecting spaza shops, the township economy, village economy. When I grew up, an old man who was running a shop there, cash and carry, has just been collapsed now. It's no longer, it's owned by somebody.
You my friend.
Exactly. So I'm saying The problem is just bigger than what we are looking at it. So, hence I'm saying, when the president came up with the national dialogue, I felt this was a good platform where all of us as South Africans must start to discuss and talk about these things, to say, what is my role as an individual? When I'm busy on Twitter insulting government to say you have opened the borders, when I know my domestic worker is undocumented, when I know that I'm the one who is promoting this, when I know I'm part of the Malaysia that goes to the border bait bridge and take money, charging 400 rand to help those to cross the river illegally. So I'm the one who's doing that, but I'm here to say to government, when I'm a public servant, I'm allowing somebody to come in through the border, bribing me in. So I'm saying we need dialogue. We need to discuss this thing. So South Africa must become patriotic and not reduce it to Dr. Ramathuba and an incident with a patient. You must view that to say this is just.
Now she talks about the, well, I will pick up where she actually also mentioned the fact that if you criticize the government and everything, no, you gotta be contributing. All right, you remember that Miss Jacinta recently she's been making videos to talk to people, like especially us who are on videos and making videos on YouTube, making videos in other platforms, talking about whatever that she's talking about. Maybe we support her and everything and all of that. But she's talking to us and saying, please, guys, come on the ground, fight with us and stuff like that. All right. Now, she talks about criticizing the government and stuff like that. Right. Now, the reason why, guys, sometimes the government is criticized, and this is the very simple way you can explain this without even being, trying to be smart and trying to have big words and everything. This is the simplest way. You, as the government, you have been given a platform. Let me just say, you have been given a platform of running the affairs of the country. That will mean you've got the resources to be able to run the affairs of the country. That means the the laws should be enforced by you. That means, for example, police are under your control. That means you can tell them what to do. You can tell them go there, don't go there. Okay, borders of South Africa, they are under your control. Clinics of South Africa or healthcare of South Africa, it's under your control. The economic status or the economic of South Africa, it's under your control. The finances of South Africa, they are distributed by you. In other words, you are the one who has a responsibility of running the country. That's why we criticize you. Yes, of course, as a citizen of a country, then I will be very irresponsible if then I want to hire somebody and then I go and hire somebody who is illegal in South Africa, and because of the illegality of that person, and then I want to pay them less just because a person is illegal, right? Now, if you are a South African and then you do that, then for me, I'm very sorry, you are being irresponsible. You are contributing to the problem, right? But criticizing the government, for me, I believe it's a right thing to do, because they are the ones who've got the resources. They are the ones who distribute the resources. They are the one who can change the constitution. They are the one who can change everything that needs to be changed. Okay, they are in our affairs. In other words, they are taking care of them. All right, now, just like this thing of foreign nationals and borders of South Africa, everything, we've got the MP, what is it called? MP, Border Management Agency. All right, those people for years, they have been there, but we didn't know what they were doing because people, they were just coming in. And you remember that this problem started long time ago, and people they were warned to say, if you are not going to deal with this thing, it's going to be a problem. And I also remember in the past the borderman management, what that agency, what they were complaining about resources. They were not getting resources. They were not actually being able to take people to put them there to guard there because they don't have money, you know. But at the end of the day, guys, we need to all agree. Oh, the other thing also is I was watching a video from Mr. Penwell, Mr. the Black Pen, he calls himself Black Pen, whatever, Mr. When he was talking about the foreign national, where he said actually that he is sort of like he's flip-flopping when it comes to foreign nation. And I do understand him and I get him 100% because sometimes this topic is controversial and also it's very tricky. You know, you want to accept people, you want to be looked at as a people who accept people, you don't want to be looked at as a xenophobic person, whatever, whatever, whatever. And I do understand him when he says sometimes he just flip flops because of the way the things are. And I can tell you right now, a lot of people are flip flopping. A lot of people they are looking at this thing and they are looking at the match and match. They are looking at Dudula, and on the other side they were criticizing them. But now they're realizing ukuthi, whatever that they are doing now, it seems like it's a right thing. It seems like it's something that should have been done. And I'm going to say this point, and then I'm closing. If the government or if the people that have been placed to do what Jensinta, what March and March and Dudula are doing, all right? If those people that were supposed to be arresting this problem and dealing with this problem, they were dealing with it, we wouldn't be having March and March. We wouldn't be having Dudula. They wouldn't even have an opportunity to start any organization because these guys are doing their job. If these guys who are supposed to be managing these things, they get resources correctly and then everything like that, we wouldn't be having what we are having. I said in my other video to say that if you want to deal with problems like this, deal with them while they are still fresh. When people are complaining about them, deal with them. All right? Don't ignore them and think that everything will just fix itself. The reason why these leaders are in these positions is so that they can solve problems. Okay? So if you are not solving problems, then you will have this thing. And I can dare say some of these parties that started their parties, these new parties that started, they started because there were some people that were not doing their job. That's why you've got these gaps that opened up, and people saw an opportunity to start a party to say, we want education now. It is because if people were giving people things now and we're actually dealing with problems now, we wouldn't be having these lots of parties. It's because there's a gap that always opens up and people see an opportunity and start whatever that they start. And I'm dare say again, the reason why we have these things that we are having these problems, it's because there were people who were not doing their job. That's why we have these much and much things that we have, these tutula people that we have today. And you can't blame them because they saw a gap and they had to close that gap because somebody somewhere is sleeping and then they use that opportunity to enter and they start whatever that they start. That's why now they will be having a political party. And it started as a result of they are trying to fix a problem that somebody was not fixing. It's very simple, guys. When you deal with, don't wait until a problem is a problem, okay, until it's a crisis. All right, just like this thing that happened with the school kids there, the mini bus that took lives there, right? They have been talking every incident that happens like this, every accident that includes kids. You will hear people saying, or the government or anyone official saying, yeah, no, we need to do something with this private transport, whatever. Why are you not dealing with it? The problem I have sometimes with South African leadership is that they don't act right now. Guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. But you gotta be seen doing something. And when I say you gotta be seen doing something, it doesn't mean that you must pretend as if you are doing something, because we will see. You have to do something. Hmm? You have Mr. Mbalula always said, and I agree with him.
The challenge we've got, Samkelo, which we must admit from the side of our government, is communication.
The problem sometimes with the government is that they don't communicate, guys. Communicate, communicate, communicate. It's the best thing you can do. They keep quiet when something happens. They keep quiet. Nobody says anything. And then at the later stage, when people start to talk, and then they come forward, and then they start talking. And it's a bad thing as a leadership like that. Okay. Now, I don't know what do you think about the conversation here. This is just a small clip that I wanted to talk about the foreign nationals, because we know the premier has been vocal when it comes to this thing, and she was like bashed, in some cases where she was talking about a lot of things. I remember there was a clip that I saw of her actually approaching or finding a guy who was helping people, who was helping illegal people to do what, I don't know. I think he was helping them to get jobs in South Africa. She was helping them. He was helping them. I don't know what they were doing. That person, they had to take him, and then the guy was like, "No, I'm sorry. Don't take me to jail. If they're not taking to jail, and then it means that the person will be. It means that we are brushing feelings. It means that we are not enforcing laws, guys. I'm very sorry. Even if you are flip flopping sometimes when it comes to this controversial topic, like maybe Mr. Penwell. For me, my stance is very simple. We've got laws, guys. Let's follow them. There is no way, and there is no way that you are going to say that because of it suits you, and then you decide to say, we are going to jump these laws. We are not enforcing these laws. And then let's take the laws and throw them in the dustbin and live the way we want to live. Because there is no way we can have other laws, and then we have other laws to be enforced and others not to be enforced. If you want to change the law, go and change the constitution and change everything. Don't come to us and because it suits you, because it makes you look good, and then you go and you don't change the laws, and then you just turn them, or you just jump them, or you overlook them. And then when it comes to us as South African, you expect us to follow the same laws. It's not gonna be like that, guys. I'm very sorry. On this one, when it comes to this topic, it's very simple. If you are not following the laws, you must just go back home. Simple as that. It's not complicated. It's simple. If you are not legally here, just go back home and start afresh and just come back nicely accordingly. Simple as that. We will not have these problems. And when you speak like that, yeah, you are not African, yeah, you are dividing Africa, what, and everything, just because it doesn't favor them. And when it favors them, then they talk good. I don't like people who 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 support someone, okay, who don't like someone, maybe because they don't agree with whatever that they agree with, their ideology, they agree. And then when that same person that they don't like, and then maybe at this time he changes and maybe he says or he supports something that they like or they support, and then they end up talking good about that person. It is just like what is happening in politics. You find people they were talking about Ramaphosa must go, and then when the GNU come in, and then they put them there, they change their tune. And other people, they don't like the Ramaphosa, they don't like him because of whatever, and then Ramaphosa goes and speak against Trump, and then he says we are not going to be polluted, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Ramaphosa is a sweetheart now. Ramaphosa is what. That's what I don't like. Stand where you have to stand. You say with me, when it comes to foreign nationals, it's very simple. If you are a foreign national, you are here legally, you've got your papers. Every time you are asked to say produce your papers, you produce them and you go and renew them if you're supposed to do that, and then you're staying in South Africa legally. Good shot, wonderful, brilliant. I like that because it shows that you respect us, you respect the country. But if you are not legal, I'm very sorry. It means because guys, Whether you like it or not, if you are not legal, you are not legal. And there's nothing you are going to do. Let me say that again. There's nothing you are going to do which is legal. Because everything you are going to do, it's going to be illegal. Because when you go and look for a license and register for license, they will ask you for documents. You don't have them. You're going to have to pay a bribe or pay whatever. If you want to do a business here, you start a business legally, you can't because you don't have papers in the first place. So how are you going to be legal? Simple as that. So please, that is just me talking, okay? And I've said it before. I said one day I would stop talking about this topic because I think I've spoken enough about this topic, and I think you know my stand. And my stand will stay like that. As long as a person doesn't follow the laws, it's chai for me. I don't care what you are defending, but if you are going to defend lawlessness, I have a problem with you. You can be big, you can be in big platforms and talk to big podcasts and try to defend. If you are going to defend lawlessness, I have a problem with you. Simple as that. Okay, we're done. You can like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can share if you like to share. And please do me a favor, comment in the comment section and tell me what do you think about this, and what do you think about what she said, and what do you think about what I've said. Simple as that. I don't need anything less. I don't need anything more. That's all I need. Okay. Remember, the target is to get to 10,000. Okay, let me just say, because things are slow, okay, maybe before this year ends, please take me to 10,000, or maybe before June, I don't know, but just subscribe, because I've checked and I noticed that a lot of you watch my videos, great, wonderful, but you are not subscribed. Please subscribe, please, please, please. Thank you guys, we're out.